You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now. Blah, blah, blah. We're back with another Double Bogey Show, episode 138.
9.
139, baby.
Yeah, 139.
And let me tell you, we are an absolute
German
racket
for
this
no.
morning.
Yeah, I was 30 minutes late.
Okay, let's start from
Air
the
it out.
beginning.
I'm never late. Go ahead, guys. Let me have it.
I want to start from the beginning. My child is now malnourished because I had to cut his breakfast short. I mean, kid got up at 6:45. He's a heavy sleeper. 6:45, got the bottle in, started to feed him breakfast. I'm like, fuck, it's Tuesday today. We had Monday off, kind of through the entire week, threw a wrench in the entire week. So I'm like, I got to get this kid a daycare. Send a group text saying, hey, I'm going to be a couple minutes late. Had to cut his breakfast short. Got him to daycare. Got here a couple minutes early, actually. And once you know, Trevor's the only one here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, this is weird. No one responded to my text, which, I mean, no one ever does. No one fucking cares that I'm going to be a couple minutes late. But hey, at least it's out there, right?
That's because that's kind of like our weekly reminder.
Yeah, no,
is that we have to podcast this around like, hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
Yes, that's what it was. Trevor's the only one here. I'm like, this isn't good.
Yeah,
I said, Trevor, they 100% forgot about this. I told you that when I walked in. Now I didn't know about Jake because Jake's always a little bit late, but I did wake you up, didn't I, Jake?
No, no. I woke up after you sent the text on my own.
Okay, so you guys are in that, or Jake specifically, you're in that deep of a sleep to where if your phone buzzes at, let's say, 18 minutes before you woke up, which is when I texted, you don't hear that?
Not if it's just a text, no. Yeah, not just one little...
Because I would say I'm usually up for like a good 45 minutes before I'm actually up.
Oh, normally I am too. However, like the second that I awoke from my slumber was 20 minutes after you sent that text.
Holy shit. Okay, so I hope my kid gets a little food at daycare today. Otherwise, he's going to be down bad.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I know he'll be fine. he ate plenty this morning. And then, of course...
Of course. This is the first time in forever.
Of course. I called Tyler at, I don't know, 7:45.
7:46.
7:46.
Got it. Checked it.
Okay,
Had the receipts.
1 minute out.
Nice job for you, Tyler.
He answered, didn't say anything, and then hung up right away. And I said, I'm assuming you know that I'm asking where you're at right now. And I didn't hear back. Did I? Because I texted that.
You
to
did,
the group, right?
Yeah, I did respond.
Oh, you did?
You're like, I was like, fuck, guys, it's Tuesday, on my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, I'm assuming that's why you hung up? ? Because it's Tuesday. Yeah, and then you realized that we have the podcast today.
Yeah,
it's been an absolute racket.
Yep, my kid woke up at like 3 a.m. He's getting his molars, and he's been really bad with his teeth anyway, and the molars hurt like a bitch apparently.
Yeah,
I don't remember when I got mine, but I'm sure they hurt.
His wisdom teeth probably coming in too.
Yeah, any day now. So he was up at 3 and I rocked him to sleep, and then I fell asleep in my recliner as an old man does with him on my chest. And I woke up to Ryan's call. I just answered it, looked at it, I was like, Ryan. Realization, it just hung up, took the kid off, gave him to Becca, and threw a t-shirt on and ran out the door.
Well, and speaking of t-shirts, you're wearing the same t-shirt I am today.
And I can't be like, I put it on first, because I most definitely didn't.
No, yeah, you definitely didn't. You definitely didn't. We're gonna roll with it anyway, though.
Yep.
Memorial Day week, Mondays in general, having Monday off of work just throws a wrench into the entire week.
Yes.
Because you don't remember what day it is. Sunday feels like Sunday. Monday feels like Sunday. It's like, well, I just had 2 Sundays in a row. And then you get to work and it's Tuesday. You're like, well, it feels like Monday. It's not. So, boys, we just got to get into it now.
Yeah,
we're here. We're ready to roll. We had a great weekend. Lots of time in the water. A little bit of time on the course.
Jake went to Oak Hill.
I did.
Yeah, you sent me a picture. It looked fucking sweet.
No, I did not play.
He said he played it.
No, I did not. I said when I walked
98, he said he shot.
No, it was lower than that.
Hell yeah,
Ryan.
dude.
I
shot
the course record, didn't you?
Hell yeah.
Dude, I went to Oak Hill and...
why were you in New York?
Well, I was in New York. My brother made nationals for like track and field. And then
Shouts out to JD. Good job, buddy.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, JP. Let's go, buddy.
He's a pole vaulter for the Gophers.
No, not for the
I was wrong.
college in Lacrosse, Wisconsin.
Tyler's like,
I thought he was. I thought he fucking vaulted for the Gophers.
I was like, he's the number one pole vaulter in the entire world.
Yeah.
For the Minnesota Gophers.
Well, I said what I told him was that he's golfing in the World Championships because he's a pole vaulter for the United States. That he formerly vaulted for the Gophers.
Unreal.
Wasn't
that's
he?
right.
I thought he was going to the Gophers at one point. Was he not hell
That
bent on
was
going
what
to the
Jake was
Gophers?
saying that.
Well, yeah, it's a story outside this podcast. It's a
Jake
story
would say
outside
that.
this podcast. But anyways, yeah, I was in New York, and the college that this place was at was like a half mile from Oak Hill. And so we were kind of like driving around it, past it every day. And I was like, dude, we just got to drive back in there one of these days and go check out the clubhouse.
What's
and all that
Oak
shit.
Hill is where the PGA Championship was last weekend, for those that don't know.
Yes. Thank you for the context, Tyler. But so I went there, and they still had like all the grandstands and all that shit up. I mean, but it was like a total ghost town. The cool thing though was that you could see all the PGA buses like taking the bits of the grandstand that they were taking down and just going straight from the course onto the interstate and off to wherever the next place that they needed those grandstands at were. That was kind of interesting. I don't
So
know
you
the
just like
logistics
pulled up
behind
into the
it.
parking lot and we're like, I'm here.
Yeah, essentially that. Like, I mean, yeah, it was like later at night, so there was nobody working or anything like that. And
Okay. It wasn't during the day.
no, it was whatever. Yeah,
Do you ever think about going to the clubhouse and maybe getting your podcast co-hosts
a little souvenir.
like a hat or something?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking like if they still had some stuff around there that I would maybe swing in and get some souvenirs. But no, it was closed down. There was nobody even golfing the course at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, it was in the evening, but it wasn't like, it was like 6:30. It wasn't like,
I mean, who the fuck wants to golf that course anyways? Talk
Dude.
about
Yeah, it looked miserable. on
talk
TV.
about a hit to your confidence when I'm gonna get a membership at Oak Hill so I can shoot a 99 at best every
Yeah.
weekend.
dude, those.
No, I'm sure it's beautiful.
It was gorgeous, but the bunkers, man, holy shit.
Well, the rough is halfway up my fucking shins.
Yeah. Well, actually, so they must have trimmed the rough while I was there because it didn't look so bad. However, the fairways looked like a Fargo green and like everything was just manicured perfectly. But the bunkers, like even the fairway bunkers would be 8 feet deep and then like a foot and a half of just straight up and down grass on the lip of the bunker. So
Jesus.
like it was just it would be like 10 feet deep in the middle of the fairway. It was like,
I wonder if any course, like you mentioned, the fairway, the rough was mowed. If any course has ever just been like, forgot to mow the rough, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we got a big tournament coming up. Leave it long. It'll be harder for the pros.
Yeah.
They'll think it's unique."
Yeah, give them something to talk about. No, that's cool though. I mean, it's kind of an iconic course because Michael Block obviously made his name at
Yep.
the PGA Championship. It was a week and a half ago now.
Yep.
This was said off air last week when we had our podcast at Sweet Shots. I did tell you guys Michael Block will not make the cut this week at the Charles Schwab.
Yeah, and you were.
yeah.
And for him to finish dead last, I'm talking, you don't beat one person in the entire field.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cinderella story, it was probably appropriately rated in terms of like length of time.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have kept going on and on and on, I don't think it would have been as cool. But what he did in that 1 week of finishing top 15, getting invited to the Charles Schwab, getting invited to the RBC tournament, getting invited back to the 2024 PGA Championship, signing with WME, an agency to like facilitate all of his deals. Like, what a fucking week. And for him to go into that and be like, okay, well, I have to play golf now. I understand why he finished dead last.
Dude, I think him finishing dead last and the tournament immediately following the PGA Championship where he performed great cemented his legacy as one of the best stories for us regular golfers.
Yeah.
Because we've all had it where like that one round, for him it was 4, but that one round everything clicks, right?
Yep.
And then it's boom, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Like he's just a normal guy again.
Yep.
And he had that moment in the sun. But I mean, I hope he comes back and he plays well again. But I thought it was great. I actually loved that he played like shit because it was like
he shot like an 81 or 82,
which is
day
like
one.
still really good for our standards. But like you've beat that, Ryan.
Correct. Yeah. So technically, on a certain a certain day, I'm better than Michael Block.
On his worst day and your best day.
Doesn't matter that he played this course. That's PGA Tour course, and I played the Meadows in Moorhead. I mean, there's been a time where I've had a better score than him at one point. From what I hear, he got invited to the RBC Open. I don't know exactly.
RBC is it invitational? Maybe
invitation. I don't know.
Whatever it is he going?
I don't think he's gonna play in that one.
No,
because after what happened, he said, I'm just gonna relax for a second and let all this soak in, and then I don't know, he might come back and play in another tournament. I have no idea, but I don't know if he's actually going to play in the next tournament that he was invited to.
Yeah, and I think his moment is probably over.
I would agree.
But goddamn, was it a fun ride for a week and a half there.
It was, and we're going to see him back on full swing too. I'm sure they're going to do they might do a full episode on him there.
I mean, I think they should. I think like genuinely the more amount of these stories that we can get is like the better. I do not care if he has a comeback 8 months from now or whatever. Just keep him in the loop, keep him in there, even if it's very sporadically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Trevor, did you gamble on him?
No, I couldn't.
It's smart. I'm glad you didn't. You'd have lost it. But
I know.
I wonder how many people after the PGA Championship were like, I'm going to throw big money on this Michael Block guy. After one week resume.
There's definitely people out there. Wasn't he like wasn't he plus 50,000?
I think something like that.
To win the anyway. I mean, for someone to put money on him to win, again, it's a great story, but just the way that sports work, the way that the sports gods work, he was not going to get first place in this next tournament.
No.
It's not how things work.
And I'm honestly glad that he played like shit, because it was like, that is the most relatable thing he could possibly do. And I think it was just a big win for the average golfers. We had this guy that we were all rooting for throughout the PGA Championship. And then the next week, we're also rooting for him again. And then he fails. And we're like, he is one of us. One of us did this good at the PGA Championship. And I know he's a club pro in California, and he is not your typical everyday golfer. But it is closer to one of us than anyone else on the tour at the moment.
Agree.
Yeah. I mean, think of all the great rounds that you've played and then immediately have a hangover round afterwards.
Yeah.
Usually for me, it's shots. Yeah. So I'll have an amazing shot and then a hangover shot. But I'm glad for him it was a round.
Yeah, it also just shows you how hard it is to gamble on the PGA, because anyone can have a good week at any given moment, and anyone can have a shitty week. I don't think Jordan Spieth made the cut this last week.
Yep.
Like, he might place top 10. It's like he didn't even make the cut. So it's a tough world out there.
Well, it's also, I didn't watch a lick of it.
I didn't either.
I would I'd get service for about 3 minutes every day out at the lake, and I would check the scores and just see where the standings were, and that was it.
Well, yeah, once Michael Block had missed the cut, I
stopped paying attention
uninterested.
to.
So he made me interested in the Charles Schwab, which I probably never would have been.
Yep.
I did play a little golf this weekend. I played 9 holes yesterday, Monday, Memorial Day. At a core. You ever played at Barnesville?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
And then that surprises me as well.
Yeah, I played Barnesville 9 hole
I feel like
course.
Trevor probably has.
I have not played Barnesville.
And it was last minute. We were like, I brought my stuff down to my parents' house and said, like if we have time, let's go golfing. So we ended up going golfing, called the clubhouse, and I said, hey, can we get this tee time? Online, every tee time was open. And I'm like, just like no one golfs on Memorial Day, or what's going on? So I give him a call. I said, hey, can I get the 11:50 tee time? And he said, yeah, that's no problem. And I said, I want a tee time where I can just it can be just me and my dad. I don't want to get paired up with anyone else. We just want a tee time to ourselves. Can we make that happen? He's like, oh, we don't pair you up with anyone else. You get here for a tee time. You're just gonna golf with the people you're with. We don't group you up.
Yeah.
Mike, that's fucking
New favorite course. I will be going there.
This is how things should be.
Yes.
Now here's where we run into issues a little bit. So we get there again online. Every tee time was open, and we get there and the parking lot's full. I'm like, how does this work? So if I would have just booked a tee time that someone else already had a tee time for, where I'm pretty sure it's just a fit you in where we can course. So we get through 3 holes, and on hole number 4, I don't know where this group of 4 showed up because they weren't in front of us before. I had no idea where they came from. Par 3, it probably took them a good 12 to 15 minutes to finish this par 3. So it's me and my dad behind this group of 4, and behind us is a single, and behind the single is a group of 2. So we have a group of 4, a group of 2, a group of a 1, a solo, and then a group of 2. So this is where not pairing people up with other groups really. There's 4 groups waiting on 1 tee box.
Jesus.
And of course, 111-yard par 3, dead into the wind. I hit my 50 degree. I blade a 50 degree 30 yards over the green. And I'm like, oh, this is great because there's 3 other groups waiting behind me. And from hole 4 through hole 9, we waited probably 10.
Same squad, all in the same hole?
Squad, 10 to 15 minutes. And the guy behind us, the solo, like not once did he ask like, hey, can I just play with you guys? And I respect that out of
Hell
him.
yeah.
Let's just keep
I was
it the
going
way
to
it
ask
is.
you how many holes did it take for everyone to decide they wanted to play together?
Zero, because we didn't play together.
Good on them. Good
and
on
it's like,
you.
okay, another classic example. Hole 6. The wind's a little bit at my back, and they're about 300 out. And I'm like, okay, well, if I hit a really good one and I get it up in the air, I could get to them easily. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. I look at my dad and I say, hey, we're just gonna go wait in the middle of the fairway anyway. So like, why don't we just give him a little bit more time?
Mhm.
But right when you start thinking that you're potentially gonna hit into the group in front of you, you fucking don't. You spray one left, you spray one right. I sprayed one right over top of the trees that were like hugging the right side of the fairway. And we went and we waited for another 7 to 8 minutes in the middle of the fairway. And it was like this for the entire round. Now it was a nice day out. It was a little bit windy, but we had a good time. And I'll be brutally honest with you. You won't see it in 18 birdies because I wasn't keeping score from the first shot on. I wasn't keeping score. I was just getting distances.
Mhm.
Par 36, I probably shot 54.
Like, I don't mean to yikes, but for you, that's bad.
There were 2 holes where it was like the green was like a mound, right?
Mhm.
And I was right on the bottom of the mound, and I would fucking duff a chip up to the top of the mound. It would roll back. I would duff another chip to the top of the mound. It would roll back. And then I would fucking blade one over the green. And I mean, I think the first hole I got an 8 on. It was a par 4. It was like a 340-yard par 4. It was brutal. But I mean, I also wasn't keeping score, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Sorry, one other highlight.
So if he wasn't keeping score and he admits a 54, it was probably worse.
No, I was keeping score on the scorecard, just not on 18 birdies. One last thing from this round. The very last hole, I think some guy stole my ball. I'm almost positive because I damn near drove the green. Every par 4 of this course is drivable. I damn near drove the green and I could not find my ball. So I think the group in front of me.
No, they're just letting the rough grow for the PGA.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Well, and the thing is, the group in front of us was on the green when I hit, and I thought I didn't realize that at the time. So I understand if you took my ball.
So they took it because you probably drove the green and then they took your ball and fucking yeeted it.
Probably. But on the same hole, there was a group of 3 that this is the group everyone was waiting on. They let us play through on hole number 9. Thanks, guys.
Great timing.
Yeah, hole 9. Thanks for letting us play through. I think it was a dad, his son, and then his son's little girl. She was maybe like 10 years old. So we hit our drives and we go up, and as I'm driving like next to the trees that hug the right side of the fairway, I'm on the inside. I'm driving straight towards the green, and a fucking pink golf ball whizzes, I shit you not, 1.5 feet past my head. And I look behind me, and this group of 3 that just let us play through is like 20 yards behind us. And this little girl smacked one no more than 18 inches to the side of my head. And I'm like,
No forecall, nothing?
no forecall, no nothing. I looked for my ball for maybe a total of 10 seconds. And I said, I'm just going to drop here. We're going to finish this hole because I don't know what's going to happen behind us anymore.
Well, that's totally on dad and grandpa.
Oh, 100%. She didn't know. And there was like little tiny evergreens that she couldn't see in between. But I mean, 18 inches right past my ear. And I was kind of shocked. I look at my dad and I'm like, holy shit. That was a 1.5 feet from hitting me in the back of the head. That's the closest I've ever been.
You have shell shock telling
I
the
know.
story.
It was unbelievable. And I look behind me and here's this little girl.
He's having flashbacks right now.
Seriously.
There's this little girl, just a club, kind of like just flailing around like, you almost just killed me.
Okay, that ball is not going to kill
Brick
you.
killed a guy.
I mean, if it hits that little knob in the back of your head, like death potentially.
Yeah.
You almost got killed by a pink ball hit by a 10-year-old girl.
What a way to go out, Ryan.
I know.
That's how I would want it.
And I'm shooting 55 at this point. So hit me with a pink golf ball. Things can't get much worse. So I golfed 9 holes and it was pretty eventful. I think 9 holes had I started the weekend with that 9 holes, I think I'd have had to stay in bed the rest of the weekend. It was just too much for me.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I would have had to just hole up until Tuesday morning when we could finally podcast.
Shell shock.
So it's kind of good though. I haven't really had anything happen playing golf this summer yet. So it was kind of refreshing to have some
turmoil.
Yeah, a little
drama.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got for the weekend.
We're going to end with Trevor. I'll tell a couple stories because Trevor golfed the entire fucking weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I want to piggyback off your slow group story. Everyone waiting for one group. So league on Thursday last week, we get the 7:00 tee time, the last tee time of
7 p.m.
Yep.
Oh,
Of the entire night. And we love that because our normal pace of play, we've played that late before and it is perfect. We finish right when it's getting too dark to play golf.
Yeah.
And
Also, I have glow in the dark balls if you want to bring
I
them
have some
next.
too.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We have no one behind us, so we can play at whatever pace we want. And it's the league rules that week is scramble. So we are playing pretty quick.
Nice.
And the group in front of us, we wait for them on every tee box. And I don't see a group in front of them. So I'm kind of like being a little pissy about it. Like, dude, we're playing slow as shit. And there's no one around.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you guys so slow? And I didn't say that, but I was being like in my head whiny about it.
Did you talk to them at all?
We chit-chatted everyone a little bit, but nothing like, hey, what's your name? It was always like, oh yeah, beautiful night. Fucking, you know,
God, the worst.
the bullshit that you say at the tee box with another group.
The worst is when someone apologizes for slow play and you're like in your mind you want to tell them like, yeah, fucking hurry up, would you?
Yeah.
But instead you're like, yeah, we don't got anything going on today. Beautiful night out, you know. Just like,
Classic.
oh, why don't I see anything?
Yeah, it's like, I'm looking over at Connor like, these fucking guys don't fucking hurry up. I'm gonna lose it. And then they get over.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you shooting them? So we get to it's the same way the whole time. When we get to hole 8, and they're there waiting with the other group at the tee box. So I'm like, okay, now all the blame is off you. It's these other guys.
Yeah.
And so the other guys hit, and we actually start a conversation with the dudes right in front of us. And I noticed that the other guys looked a little weird. Like, you'll understand why I'm saying that in a second.
Fuck?
And so those guys hit their drives and they're off. And those other dudes look at us like, we're so fucking sick of those guys. Every one of them was blacked out by like hole 4. And it was scramble night. 2 of them were scrambling with each other, but it was a 5-person scramble.
On a Thursday?
On a Thursday. So you have teams of 5 typically in this league. So they were giving you 5-person scrambles. But since there was only 2 of them, each of them were hitting 2 balls and one of them got to hit 3. And then
that's my kind of scramble right there.
yeah, and then the other 2 guys in their group were just playing their own balls because they weren't part of league.
Oh no, but if they had a good score that round, then they would probably put it down as a scramble score. Yeah.
So they were completely fucking blacked out, and they were playing. It would be technically 7 balls.
Yeah.
And
no wonder.
there was wind at our back, hole 8 at Rose Creek, and these guys plastered. Waited for the other group to clear the green on a 340-yard par 4.
You're not carrying that.
No. And the other group was like, can you fucking believe it? These guys sat here for 10 minutes waiting for the other group to clear the green, and all 7 of their shots went no further than 200 yards. I saw everyone go there. One was often over that little hump on the left where it goes like to the houses, and the other group of people were off into the trees on the right.
Yep.
Maybe 225. But they were well way over 100 yards away from the green, and they waited for the group to clear. And so we're sitting around putzing around waiting, and my buddy leans on there's like the sign, you know, that shows you the hole and the par and yada yada yada. He's leaning on that sign, and so all of a sudden it's giant. It's like made out of granite or something. It slowly starts to fall.
What?
He broke the sign on hole 8. So it's like just a pillar and then a flat piece of granite on the sign, and it's like glued together with one bolt. The bolt must have snapped, and then the glue slowly came off, and this giant 150-pound slab of granite just falls on the ground, and the other group is trying to hit their tee shots, and we're all just like putting our backs to it so the other group can't see that he just broke this sign, and we're all snickering and laughing, and so then we tried to put it back on, like fit the bolt back into the hole, and it wouldn't stay, so it's just sitting down on hole 8. So if Rose Creek is listening, that was us, and I will not give you names no matter what you do to me. We didn't do shit.
You didn't tell the clubhouse when you...
No, I told him to, but I didn't fucking break it. Not my responsibility.
So Connor's not the type of guy that's gonna yell 4 either.
No, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, we already talked about that.
It wasn't Connor.
Oh.
And hey, Connor yelled 4 twice during league that night. So proud of him. He listened to the podcast. He's tired of getting made fun of.
Nice.
So we're doing some good. If people were wondering if we were making change or doing good with this podcast, we've changed one person, and we could potentially save a life.
Yeah.
So we broke the sign. There was a really drunk group that were playing like idiots. Kind of respected it though. And then this weekend I just played golf once with Becca, my sister, and Gabe.
Oofta.
Oh, I played golf 3 times. On Friday morning I played with Becca too. And the world of difference between playing with your wife one-on-one and then playing with your wife in a group of 4 was astronomical.
Really?
One-on-one.
They can't get mad at it. They have no excuse to get mad.
You'd think it's that way, Ryan, but it was the other way around.
Oh, no shit.
She was an angel on Friday, like taking my advice.
Really? You said that she got pissed after a couple holes.
Yeah, she got pissed after like hole 7, right? And she just picked her ball up, didn't finish.
Yeah.
And then pars hole 9, and she's like, I think I'm gonna text my friends and see if they want to golf this afternoon. It's like just the classic, like I hate golf and then I love golf.
Yeah.
But she was in a great mood, and it was great. Whatever. And then we're in a cart together scrambling 2v2 against my sister and her boyfriend. And no matter what I said, I was in trouble. If I was like, hey, if she asked me for help and I helped, in trouble. If she hits a bad shot and I don't say anything, in trouble. If she can't find her ball, it's my fault. It was intense. She's like, well, my ball was over here, I thought. I'm like, I maybe look to the right a little bit. No, it's not to the right. I hit it over here. I was like, maybe check over under that tree. I think I see it. No, I did not hit it over there. I was like, okay.
You know what that is, Tyler? That's parring the last hole and then
immediate hangover.
And then immediate hangover round and realizing that you can't par every single hole from there on out.
Well, if you're going to get into golf, honey, get used to it because that's how it works.
So, yeah. Okay. A couple things on that. I think it's safe to say we don't mix business with pleasure.
No, I'm with you. There's a reason I haven't taken her golfing all year until she begged me to take her. And then it was just, she tricked me. She tricked me with the old bait and switch.
Yeah, bait and switch.
She was great on Friday. Menace on Sunday.
Because here's how it seems to usually go. Like, we get into golf, right? That is our number one hobby with our buddies.
Yep.
Now, let's take fishing, for instance. If I really get into fishing with my buddies and it's like, hey, we're either, at least 2-3 times a month, we're going to go out fishing, ice fishing, open water fishing, doesn't matter. We're going to go out fishing. Odds are my wife isn't going to be like, oh, I want to go fishing too. She's just not going to care about it. So why is golf any different? I feel like the way this is starting is we get the hobby and golf is the one hobby that they want to join in on.
Yeah, that is interesting. Because Becca doesn't want to go hunting with me.
No, exactly. And the expectation, apparently they don't listen to the podcast because we're...
No, Becca does. I warned her.
she does?
I
Okay.
warned her that I will be ripping on her this entire episode.
Well, and I'm gonna throw my 2 cents into the hat here. We are vibe guys, right? So when you just look at the course of a round, and this goes for my wife too, we can't be setting expectations super high when we only golf 3 to 5 times a year. I mean,
preach, please.
Our expectations aren't even that high, and we golf 1 to 2 times a week. Now, I feel like if you're a husband who has a wife that wants to get into golf with you, but that's your hobby with your buddies, I think it's still warranted. I think it's great bonding time for you two to go out and play golf every once in a while. Now, if you can find a group of gals that want to golf, even better.
Do that.
But if you come out with us, this is our number one hobby. Remember, we don't want to share a hobby with somebody who is going to get mad, have high expectations, put you in the doghouse later today, try and give you advice. It's like, it's no longer a hobby for us. Yeah. And I'm not trying to say, no, you guys are not allowed to golf with us because this is our hobby. Yeah, we'll take you out. We'll take you out golfing.
Don't be
for
grumpy.
Sure.
Dude, it's the same thing. I don't think anybody wants to golf with anybody who's grumpy.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it's your wife,
buddy, wife, random, anybody, anyone that's in a sour mood. Well, it's contagious. A sour mood is contagious on the golf course. So if you're being a pissant and even 3 guys are having a good time, that sour mood can contaminate the entire group. So leave that shit at the clubhouse. Don't bring it on the course.
Agreed. Don't have high expectations. We hit bad shots as well. I get it. Like, I golf a lot, but that doesn't mean that I'm good at golf. I'm still going to be hitting bad shots.
I think that was the biggest miscommunication between Becca and I. I have a golf podcast. I golf all the fucking time. And like on paper, I should have the answers, but I don't.
Correct.
So like I can tell you what works for me, and it only works for me 50% of the time. So it's probably not going to work for you. So even if I help, it might not work.
Yeah.
And so if I don't have, like, honestly, the best thing I could do in most situations was not help, but then I was getting in trouble for not helping. But the bait and switch thing she executed it perfectly, because at the end of the Friday round, I was like, you know what? I had a good time. We could make this a Friday tradition. I'll golf with you every Friday morning. And then Saturday rolls around.
Fuck.
And I was like, hey, we might need to rethink the Friday morning tradition.
No contract was signed.
Yep. It was just a handshake deal. And I'm gonna have to go back on my word here.
Yep.
But Friday was a blast, so let's just channel that energy. We'll give it a go again, and I'll report back on the golfing with the wife saga.
Yeah. To reiterate, please do not ruin a hobby for somebody else. I'm trying to think of an example here.
That's like, well,
Let's just say gardening, for instance. If I saw that
your wife gardens quite a bit, right?
No.
Oh. I thought you had a big garden in your backyard.
We have an 8 by 12 foot garden with it currently has like six 6 plants in it.
Okay.
Like 3 tomato plants, 2 peppers, and like 1 zucchini plant.
Okay.
Well, let's just say she was really into gardening, right? And I wanted to get into it because she was into it. And I thought, okay, this is something cool that we could do together. And then I started planting stuff and it just wasn't going good. The fucking peppers weren't growing. The tomatoes were getting rotten right away. The rabbits were eating the shit. And I'm just getting pissed off about my shit not growing right. And her stuff is growing right for the most part, like 80% right. And I'm like, well, what do I do here? She's like, well, spray this on there or put this thing around there. Well, I already tried that. So what do I like? What do I do next? I want these things to grow. She's like, I don't fucking know. I'm trying to enjoy my hobby here and you're fucking it up. Okay.
On a nerve.
That makes sense. No.
Ryan, you realize you weren't even there on Friday?
On the nerve.
It makes sense though, right? Like if I come into your world, I'm going to respect that. I'm going to take your advice and hey, if it works, great. But I've and I don't see this a whole lot when I tell my wife, I say, hey, like, remember how much you golf. You can't be expecting to hit a good shot every single time. And she's usually pretty good at listening. I'm just saying in general, it's like, don't go into somebody else's hobby and ruin it for them. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is like, you're bad because you don't play, you don't practice, and you just expect to be good. But if I knew I shouldn't say that.
Smart
That's
move,
correct.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Smart move.
And here's the thing. The reason, Tyler, that on paper, we are not good, even though we have all this stuff going, is because we don't practice.
We don't practice. Practice?
Practice.
Well, also
Talk
the
about
thing on that is like, why won't you go find friends that also don't golf and
Yeah.
just learn together? Like, it's so much fun. Like when I first started, none of my friends golf. We just kind of learned together. Like it was the best thing for us.
Right. I think
Big time.
She's described that to me. She's like, I don't want to go there with someone else that sucks, so then I can't learn from the person that sucks. I'm like, well, that's how we all learned.
Yeah, you just learn
Like,
from playing.
The only person that really taught me anything was Grandpa, and I didn't like listening to him anyway. Like I just did my own thing, but I wasn't sour about it, if that makes sense. Like Grandpa would
Yeah.
tell me something, and I'd be like, okay, and then just not do it.
Yeah. I mean, even if you go back and look at some of our old breakfast ball videos, like we all collectively stunk. And we still stink.
Yeah.
But like our swings were completely different. Like you can literally just like see all that stuff and we still stink. It's like you gotta suck it up together, I think.
Yeah.
Suffer through it. Get your league group put together by just finding the people that are at the same skill level with you, learn the game together, and then you'll have more fun.
Yep.
You know what? Like what really helped me was just going to the range by myself and just hitting like 10 balls with each club and just fucking around and seeing what
happens.
Yeah. Put the ball a little bit more in back of your stance or put it in the middle of your just screw around. That's all. That's how most people should start golfing. Is just hey, go out, screw around, hit some shots. You might not have thought you'd hit before. Just fucking screw around.
When I started, like truly my version of lessons were just hitting balls different ways.
Yeah.
And then one way worked, and I was like, I should repeat that.
100%.
And that was it. Like I would have 6 shanks in a row. The 7th shot, I hit it straight and it went far. And I'm like, I'm going to hit it like that from now on.
Correct.
And then I did it like that until it stopped working.
Correct. And it's like, hey, let's try and hit like a huge draw here. You know, like in the simulator when I try and fucking sling one from right to left, that shit's fun.
Yeah.
Let's try and hit a huge fade here just to see if I know how to do it. I would never do that on the course, but let's fuck around and see what happens.
Yep.
That's like the funnest part about it is fucking around and see what happens.
Fucking around and finding out, as some would say.
Yeah. That's all we do. We fuck around and we find out. And with all that being said, Becca and I won. So
All is well.
you suck, Cassidy and Gabe.
Yeah. Actually, me and my wife will take you and your wife
You'll
on.
fucking kill us.
No. You didn't let me finish.
If it's
Tyler.
golf, you'll win.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
Me and my wife will take on you and your wife in whist.
Oh, that'd be fun. Becca doesn't know how to play, but
Oh, fuck. You got to teach her that.
I've tried. She's not.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have anybody else to play with, so it's hard to teach her. Because if I have to teach her, I have to also teach 2 other people.
Yeah, see, we only have one other one other group of friend. We have another couple friend that knows how to play whist, and like they're on the verge of divorce when we play them because they're arguing back and forth and they're trying to use the eyes for table talk. And I'm like, fucking knock that off. Quit. And then one doesn't play into the other's hand. So they get pissed at each other and we just wiped the floor with them. So we need some new competition.
Yeah. So I would be able to teach her if you guys were there, just because then it's just so hard to teach the concepts of a game to 3 people that don't know how.
That's correct. Yep. Okay, should we take a quick break and then get into Trevor? Or
yeah, because I feel like Trevor is going to be lengthy.
A little bit.
Okay, let's just see you soon.
All right, guys, before we get into the next segment, we got to talk to you about Union Green. Tyler.
Ryan.
New Union Green deal going on right now with promo code free breakfast balls.
Balls.
Guys, if you go to uniongreen.com and you get a Play Local hoodie and a dad hat,
The one I am currently wearing.
the pin drop dad hat,
Yep.
one of Tyler's favorite hats,
Yep.
you get a free box golf balls.
Yep.
You just get to check
Free
out.
balls.
Get to check out. You go promo code free breakfast balls. You buy the hoodie and the hat. You get a free box of balls with it. Basically everything you need for your next round. Because we all know that 12 balls is not going to last more than 2 or 3 rounds.
Hot tip, that Play Local hoodie. It's a lightweight hoodie. Great fishing hoodie.
Great fishing hoodie.
I wore it fishing this weekend because it's super lightweight, but it's just enough to keep the wind off you when the boat's moving.
Yeah.
Awesome fishing hoodie, as well as an awesome golf hoodie.
Play local and fish local.
Yeah. Maybe Union Green needs to start stocking the ponds
Yeah.
so you can fish and golf.
Yeah. Funny thing about the Union Green golf balls, they're so like the logo on the ball is so identifiable.
Yes.
On
You
the
always
course.
know it's yours.
It's like you can be, I could be from me to Trevor Way, which is about like 12 to 15 feet and be like, that's my ball right there. And another fun fact about it, if you haven't listened to recent podcasts, guys, ball plant number 2, these balls are made in a large ball plant. That
Yeah.
large ball plant being the Titleist ball plant.
Yes.
So we're not promoting landscape rocks here.
Right.
Because-
These are real quality balls for cheap, essentially. Like I was gonna say affordable. They're cheap balls that play well.
Cheap in
and
price, yes.
they're made in a quality factory.
Yep.
They're a good ass ball, and they're not gonna break your fucking bank.
No, not at all. You could lose 48 and 36 holes and you could be just fine with that. Uniongreen.com. You can get the hoodie and the hat deal. Free box of balls using promo code free breakfast balls. Uniongreen.com. Go check them out, guys.
Old promo code still works for new customers.
Okay.
3 Bears, Sugar Daddy's fucking dialed.
Really?
The 2v2 scramble was basically me versus my sister and her boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Becca. We did take one of her drives. I shanked one off the tee.
Really?
And so did she, but she shanked it better than me.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. She's better shanker than me.
Yep. So we did use one of Becca's shots and a couple of her putts, but my Sugar Daddies were on fire, dude.
Tyler, I'll tell you this. When I went to Oak Hill and I was looking at some of those greens up there that were essentially, just rough and then a retaining wall and then the green, I was thinking you'd be screwed unless you had the Sugar Daddies.
Honestly.
The Sugar Daddies have been working well for me, but I need to let you in on this secret.
Okay.
I've told you this before, but I just got reinforcement the other day. So I took 2 inches off of my driver. And I am telling you right now, I have never hit the driver this good in my life, you guys.
Why? Tell me the science behind shaving 2 inches off your driver helping.
You have more control of the club with a shorter club. So if you think of hitting a 9-iron versus a 4-iron, 9's way easier to hit, right?
Agreed, yeah.
Because it's a shorter club. So for me, the driver has always been tough to hit because it's such a long club. Well, if you shorten that bad boy down, it's going to be a lot easier to control. It's going to feel more.
Do you lose distance or what's the drawback?
You lose a little bit of distance and you lose a little bit of launch angle. But teeing that baby up a little bit more solves that problem right away. And when we're talking distance, Ty, we're talking 10 yards maybe.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking like you take 50 yards off per inch you cut off your driver. I'm saying you lose 10 yards maybe overall, if any.
Who is it? Is it Bryson that has his irons all the same length? Because I might mess
Yes.
around with that.
But it's Rory who has it the same length driver shaft that I have. Or okay, I have the same length.
Yeah, no, Rory copied you.
Yeah, but
Somehow Rory's listening to the podcast. He's like, Ryan took 2 inches off his PXG driver.
Yeah.
I should take 2 inches off of mine.
But sorry, last thing. Boothie at Sweet Shots, he had said, I did this to my driver not too long ago, and I will never go back to a standard length driver. So I'm all about it. If you guys have trouble hitting the driver, I would recommend cutting a couple inches off or just going to try a shaft right away to see how it works and go with it if it does.
You might be able to convince me because I'm hammering my PXG, but I'm hammering it left and right.
Correct. Yeah, and that's where I was too.
So like, and I'm not, it's not an egregious hook anymore, and it's not an egregious fade. I'm just pulling it or pushing it.
Yeah.
But I'm swinging my shoes off.
Yep. You just, if you want more control at the club, Tyler, we'll maybe screw on with it. I guarantee it will help you.
Okay. Maybe can I just swing yours? How much shorter is yours than mine?
Well, it's the same
2
length as my
inches.
old driver. Yeah. So it's probably 2
Okay.
inches shorter. Okay. I had to get that out because I'm jacked up about it. I've never hit the driver like I am now. So
if you guys want to get a brand new PXG driver, go do it and then cut 2 inches off it right away.
yeah, I'd be like, no, give me 2 inches less.
Memorial Day could not be a better time for you to go buy some PXG clubs.
Big time.
The
Yeah.
veterans deals, the hero deals. You could be a first responder, firefighter, cop, any sort of veteran or active duty, you're going to get a hell of a discount. And I can't say this for sure, but I'm sure there's another Memorial Day discount that's probably running right now.
Yeah, Joel Damon's got a discount for fitting, 75% off fitting costs. So
Perfect.
you get Joel Damon's IG, you get the
Yep.
promo code
Yep.
for that. Yeah, guys, pxg.com. You know what the hype is. It's real.
Yep. Trevor,
Tyler,
how's your back feel?
pretty good.
Good. How many holes did you play in the last 4 days?
45.
Oh, I thought you made it sound like you played like 90 holes in
That's
the
not
last
that many,
4
Trevor.
days.
That's not that many. Tyler,
Well,
We've
what's the
played 45 in a day before.
I think we played 41 because we got 4 holes cut short at Barado.
Yeah.
I think we played 41 in a single day.
I wanted to play more, but it was just like I went Friday after work and only played 9 because we got off at 5. Saturday I played 9 in the morning because I had to work from noon to 8, so couldn't really do anything.
Mhm.
Yep.
Sunday played 18, did a little 3v3 scramble with some of my buddies. Great time. And then Monday I played 9 again just because everything was booked up until like 5 o'clock. So we're like, we don't want to play that late.
Yeah.
Give us your highs and lows.
Okay.
So
Therapist Tyler.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. Go.
Friday and Saturday we're just kind of like in and around, just going out there having fun. During a 3v3
Okay. So when you go and have like, what's that like for you? Just going to have fun? Are you like, what is it like for Trevor to just go have fun versus like the other side of things?
well, I'm keeping score obviously just because I like to have it in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay, I hit a bad shot, like whatever. Like I'm just
Yeah.
going out just to go out pretty much and just
those
see
are
you.
the best because it doesn't fucking matter what
No.
happens.
No. And it's more like they were like more practice rounds because like I was going with people that didn't really golf that much. So it was
Yep.
just like I'm gonna go see how they're working and just kind of like figure my own shit out. Just kind of like not even really caring.
Yeah.
Miss Green, oh well, whatever. We go back.
Yeah. We'd make a sweet chip up.
Yep. And then those 2 rounds just kind of meh. Played all right. Didn't really care though. Sunday played our 3v3 scramble. Played at Rose Creek. Great course, except the greens were so hard because we got no rain.
Yeah. So
Yeah, dude, those things are
Oh
like
my
fucking
God.
concrete.
I couldn't get a single ball to stop at the green. Like you'd hit the front of the green, it'd roll to the back. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck?
I was having to, like, I don't flop. I putt from almost everywhere that's within 10 yards of the green.
Yeah.
And I was having to like get my 60 and open it up and try to flop on Thursday last
Yeah.
week. Anyway,
But
Yeah. So they had a 6-person.
yeah, we
they
did
had
a 6
6 people on one tee time.
Yeah.
that's cool. They
Well,
let you do it?
Well, we did. I booked for 4 and 4 because we were trying to do a 4v4. Then only got 6. but like we were like, well, we had the tee time behind us, so we might as well just play a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of had it because like we had split up pretty evenly, so we just let the 2 longest hitters hit. They hit fairways. We're like, okay, we're just gonna go. Doesn't pay for me and other guys to hit, so usually did that. Played pretty well. Played under 4 hours and 20 minutes, so that's pretty damn good.
So before the pace of play spazzes get on our asses, that's good time.
And we had to wait on probably half the tee boxes either way, so it was like
sweet,
terrible. But had a few nasty lip outs.
What day was this?
Sunday.
Did you see anything funny about the 8th?
I didn't realize or see anything.
Okay.
So.
They maybe fixed it.
I probably did, yeah.
Quick turnaround time for the maintenance crew.
Yeah, the glue was still wet, so I wonder if they weren't like had just fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Didn't see anything there, but a couple of nasty lip outs by both teams. We shot 4 under.
Are you guys drinking?
We had a couple, but nothing. I don't like to drink when I golf because like I want to focus on the game. I told you guys already know this. I don't drink on the courses usually.
In a scramble?
Try it.
It was a
You're going to be
Sunday.
way better. It's a Sunday Memorial Day, so you have one day off.
I played good.
You probably play better hammered.
No.
We got to get Trevor to find his sweet spot. Ryan is perplexed.
I mean, first off, I find out that you guys are walking courses. And second off, I'm finding out that you don't drink.
Yeah, that's too far. We are a drinking podcast.
I rode on Sunday.
I don't care if you ride or not, but we are a drinking podcast.
It was recovery day. Didn't want to drink.
From what?
Yeah,
Your
recovering
birthday
from
was
what
last
you
week.
said. You worked 12 noon to 8. You didn't get that hammered.
You're right. I didn't even go out. I just didn't want to drink. It was just one of those days where you didn't want to go drink.
We're gonna peer pressure you into alcoholism, okay?
I mean, if I can get 6 of my buddies to golf on one tee time.
The one was underage, so I was like, who cares?
Perfect. You had a driver then. No excuse.
We all drove separately.
No, it doesn't matter. You can go get your car later.
Regardless, if I get, let's say, 4 of my buddies on a single tee time, like I'm gonna make that worth it because it just doesn't at our age. It doesn't happen much anymore.
Yeah, for you guys it doesn't happen. I can go do that any weekend or whatever.
Yeah, but don't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted.
I know. It was hard enough just to get 6 of us.
I'm mad at you.
We were trying to do 44, but
that's kind of
wild. We gotta get Trevor hammered.
Yeah, we do
on the course, not just in general.
We had one scenario on hole 18. We are hitter drives, and the group was teeing up on 17. Sliced the ball over the water, landed probably like 5
water
at Rose.
I know that's a fucking heavy slice though.
Not really.
Yeah, the water's skinny.
But
those 2 fairways are closer than you think.
Damn, I mean, fairways to the left. You like aim left, dude. You're slight. Okay, anyway.
Hit 5 feet from the one cart, and we were like, what the fuck? He goes, all right. And then we were like, do you want the ball? He goes, you gotta keep it, blah, blah, blah. So the one guy was like, okay, we're gonna chip the ball over the green just to him, whatever. Dumps it in the water. Like, oh my God, guys.
What?
So that's such a bad look.
So then he goes, give me another ball. So he takes another ball. The one guy hits it, water again. The guy was like, fuck me, guys. So come on. Grabs the ball, and he's like, I'm just going to throw it over. Throws it into the water. So we lost 3 balls into the water for this guy.
Just trying to return a ball.
Yes. And then the other guy drove around, because it was the other guy in the group, and he goes, and then one of my teammates was like, here, just take a ball. Just throw him like a Kirkland or something. So we wasted 3 balls in the water for this fucking guy that probably hit a noodle or something.
Damn.
And I'm pretty sure 2 of those balls were like a Callaway or Pro V1. So
Can we backtrack a little bit here, Trevor, to how fucking insane it is that your buddy was trying to return a ball by hitting it at a group?
Well, no, because they like just teed off. So we were like, okay, we're just like chipping into the fairway, like over the water, because they're still like on the tee box just walking up. It's like, we'll just chip it up in there for them.
Also, he said you could have it. And to just take a free ball and be like, no.
It was a shit ball. So
Doesn't matter. It's a free ball. We live for finding balls and we live for drinking on the course.
I was just going to leave it. And they're like, oh, let's hit it back. And I was like, I'm not touching it. You guys can hit it back.
That is such a wild thought process.
So then it's like, okay, it's like the gimme rule. If you give me the putt and I putt and miss anyway, the putt still counts. I still have the putt, right? Mm-hmm. So if this guy hits one over to you, says you can keep it, and you try and hit it back to him, but put it in the water, you don't need to give him another ball because that ball's already yours.
He already gave it to you.
That's what I was confused. I was like, he said we could keep it. Like, why are we so worried about hitting it back to him. But I was like, whatever.
And like,
Not my problem.
Okay, all of this happening over one golf ball.
Yeah.
Like,
We lost 3 balls for 1 ball.
unreal. And exchanging balls back and forth. Typically, when you lose balls, it's like you hit a bad shot. But like you're trying to exchange balls on the course.
I don't understand the thought process of hitting it back to him.
Then he could play it from the fairway. He didn't want it to come over here and play it.
Well,
He gave it to you.
It sounds like he didn't want the ball, period, let alone
I know.
play
That's
it.
why I don't know why he was hitting it over.
You got to get some clarification from this buddy who just needed to get this ball back to this guy.
Well, what it was is he was trying to look tight. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy gave me a ball. I'll give it back to him, but
Yeah.
in the sickest way.
I'll chip it right back in between his legs.
Duff.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, he hit it just.
How
It was just short. He
embarrassing.
like had a 60 degree. He goes, well, I probably shouldn't have hit a 60 straight water.
Yeah, he didn't. Did no one give him a yardage or anything over where the guy was standing?
No.
Exactly, because you just don't do.
It was
that.
a feel shot.
God. And field shots are the toughest shots. You need yardage
know.
there.
So that happened on Sunday. Then went out and played Monday. Played at Prairie Wood. We had 5 of us.
Home course?
Yep.
Peawood National.
Just a meh round. Started good, then bad. It was like every other hole was good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Get to hole 7, long par 3, straight into the wind. So it's playing like 200 plus yards. Terrible.
Hole 3 at Prairie Wood was playing.
No, seven,
seven,
hole
hole
seven.
seven.
Oh,
So the par 3 that's already 180 is playing now 2 plus because it's straight into the wind.
Yep.
We all missed the green, whatever. Then we all hit our approach shot except one guy. He was just trying to find his. So we're all like right next to the green. We're just kind of hanging out. He goes, all right, I'm going to hit. So he hits. I see it for the first few seconds in the air. I lose it. I'm like, that was going pretty much right towards me, wasn't it? He goes, heads up, lands 2 feet away from me and my buddy. And I was like, I instantly just turned around. I was like, if whatever happens, happens. Luckily, did not hit either of us. And my buddy was like, I had eyes on him. I was like, that did not make me safe at all. I was like, I do not trust anything.
isn't it wild that like we'll hear someone forecall at us and we're just like, hey, I'll just turn around and take it.
Yeah,
Yep,
take it to the
yep.
back of the head.
It's like, because you don't want to run and then run into it because then you feel stupid.
Yeah.
So you just turn around and hope it doesn't hit you.
Well, it's also like, if they're that bad enough to miss, how good are they to hit me
Yeah.
type thing. So, but
Yeah, honestly, the safest place to stand if you're playing with a group of people like us is right next to the pin.
yep. Yeah, literally.
Like, if
Yeah.
you don't want to get pegged anywhere by an errant ball, just stand by the hole because you know your buddies. They're not hitting it next to it.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's going to land short and roll up to you. So safest place to be is by the hole.
What was it last week when we were out golfing at Osgood or whatever? And on that first par 3, I missed by 50 yards to the right or whatever. And then I chipped it
Holy
square
shit,
at
you almost
Ryan's
killed
head.
us.
Yeah.
No, you hit it at me.
Oh, was that your head?
Yeah.
I had eyes on
I
it.
legit had to like sidestep out of the way or I was going to blow my shin out.
Dude.
I had eyes on it.
Yeah, that was unreal.
And Ryan just, Tyler!
Yeah, we gotta just pick up after that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I just said,
No, you
I
couldn't
just said
pick it up because you hit it 40 yards into the weeds.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I didn't pick it up at all, but I
yeah.
did walk off the hole. I was like, nah, I'm done with that now. So just put me down for a double.
Jesus. And then
Also, we got to stop just putting people down for doubles. because
Yeah, that's way
That's
too
good for some
yeah,
holes.
That's
Snowman.
way too considerate.
So then, whatever, finish that hole, go to hole 8. We all hit our drives. We're in the middle of the fairway.
Not to brag.
The group, well, I was not in the middle of the fairway, but we got to the middle of the fairway somehow, waiting for the one guy that just tried to hit me. He's hitting a shot. The guy's on hole 3, teed off, sliced one, and he like just hit his shot, and I hear a doof. And I was like, turned around, and I was like, what the fuck? He goes, that literally just grazed past me. No forecall, no nothing. I'm like, this man almost just died. Like it was like,
Jesus.
it,
Potential
like
death,
he said
yeah.
it like he hit
Yeah.
and just went right past his shoulder. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how like the velocity on golf balls.
Yeah, those things are cooking.
Yeah, especially when they get really close to you and then you hear a thud in the ground. It's a lot quicker than you think. That would hurt bad.
Yeah.
And then the guys just walked by, didn't even go get their ball. They're kind of like peeking over, and we're just like waiting for them.
It was like
Nothing.
I thought this was your buddy again.
No, he almost hit my buddy.
Oh.
So this random group hit.
Well, that's fucking
and almost
karma
smoked
for
the
almost
guy.
hitting you guys in the
Yeah.
last hole.
But
I've put a lot of balls
Oh
in.
my
I've sliced a
God.
lot of balls into that
Uh-huh.
number 8 fairway.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just like, that's kind of like really bad karma where you almost hit us and then you almost get hit. I was like, it just works out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move into our one and only Golfers Anonymous today. And this guy's lucky it's anonymous because I'm really disappointed in you, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that bad, huh?
I mean, I may be more disappointed in your choice of friends than I am in you. But if you're friends with them, you're probably the same way. So anyway, here's the GA submission. Employee attorney at TPC San Antonio with some friends. Last hole, they were chasing me in the cart, and I ran onto the green. They followed me and ran over the flag and broke it and then threw it into the woods.
Hold on. So they're employees at TPC San
No,
Antonio?
it was the employee tournament. So I don't know if they're employees or not, but they're playing in the employee tournament at
Okay.
TPC San Antonio. Then they're doing the whole trend where they chase your buddy with the cart, and then sometimes you run him over, sometimes you don't. He runs onto the green, presumably to think he's safe because people don't drive on the green, right?
Yep.
No, his friends fucking chase him onto the green, and not only do they drive the cart onto the green, they run over the flagstick, break that shit in half, and then chuck it in the woods. That goes against everything we stand for.
No, well, they were in a cart, so that's at least that's a step in the right direction.
Only Ryan.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, hey, at least they were riding and then they weren't walking. 'Cause I can about imagine any TPC course is not one you want to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they also don't want you to drive a cart on the green. Guys, we talked about this from like episode 3 that we're all about having a good time on the course. Just don't be a fucking dickhead on it. Like, you can't be driving one, carts on the green, and two, you can't run over a freaking flag.
Even running over your buddy.
Right.
Like, I'm not even that
Yeah,
degenerate to
right.
do that.
What is this fucking two-turn Tony?
yeah, seriously.
Oh my god.
It's not. I can confirm. I do have the name, but lucky I'm not letting it go.
I just
Jeez.
like if you're doing that at a golf course and like what do you do in other places too? Like are you going
Let's
to
not vandalize shit.
Yeah, are you going to Walmart and like fucking pulling a Big Daddy and like throwing SpaghettiO cans on the ground?
Right. So you can get a discount on your
Yeah.
dented cans.
Yeah.
Mike Withoff's down 3 points.
I guess I don't really know what drives somebody to do that.
That kind of makes my insides boil.
And to like run a flag over too, that's I mean, driving on the green is one thing, but running the flag over and you know it's gonna snap in half is that's a whole other animal.
Right. It just absolutely should not be driving on the green, period. But you just put the cherry on top of the flag it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, or people who drive through sand traps, or like try and ramp through sand traps with golf
Right.
carts on like you know, kind of shitty municipal 9-hole courses.
Yeah, let's just not do that, guys.
It's not. I guess what we can say is like golf courses for young kids. They're not amusement parks. They're not bumper car arenas. They're not we're paying to take these carts out. And to respect this isn't our property also, by the way.
Right.
We're renting this
Yep.
property. So they can, I mean, if they want to take it up with the old men in blue, they absolutely can.
Well, think about the grounds crew now. That not only do they gotta guarantee you the green was fucked up from getting drived on.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not supposed to be driven on. And so they drove right over it, fuck up this flag.
yeah.
And like the greens crew's out there at the ass crack of dawn trying to make this thing nice for you and your fucking buddies.
Yeah.
They just have you drive on it like a dickhead.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I know you are the one being chased, so I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in your choice of friends.
Yeah, like let's say you were a bartender, right? You brought me a beer to my table, and then when I got that beer, I just flipped it upside down and dumped the entire thing on the table.
And then I smashed the glass.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, looks like it's your job to clean this up now."
Yep.
That's how we're treating the grounds crew employees here. Not ideal.
Well, and if the only way you get a pass on this and your buddies get a pass on this and is since it's the employee tournament, if you are the grounds crew,
Yeah.
that's the only way you're allowed to do this.
Yeah. Or like you see those videos of guys who are like they'll take an iron and they'll hit a ball off the green. They'll take a huge divot off.
Yeah.
The green.
Yeah.
So
Don't do that.
no,
guys.
no. A lot of it's staged, Tyler, because sometimes these courses will redo their greens. So they gotta,
Oh,
They all have the second green or like the
the nursery green.
yeah, they gotta tear it up anyways. So great time to film a video of you hitting an iron, like a wedge or a wedge
Get
shot
people all
off a
pissed
green.
off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe they were doing some renovations to the green. I don't know. I guarantee they weren't renovating the flag sticks though. So they're,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Gotta replant the flag sticks
Yeah.
when you replant the
yeah,
grass.
those fuckers take a long.
Flag stick.
What if flag sticks were just like, what if they were trees?
That'd be kind of cool.
It'd actually be kind of sick.
Yeah, but like, you'd never be able to move the pin?
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
So you'd get really good at that pin location.
I just planted
then
a bunch of different trees around the greens. What are we playing today? We're playing the maples. So
Yeah.
Every fall would be a fucking nightmare to
Oh,
putt on that
God.
green because
Oh
the
my God,
leaves
yeah.
just fall right around the hole.
Yeah. Oh, also, my round yesterday, we had a corn husk ball.
What?
We didn't have the leaf rule was not intact, but the corn husk rule was. So there's a
Oh.
cornfield that never got dug up from the year before.
Mm-hmm.
So the wind was just blowing all the corn husks into the fairway. So we lost a ball that was no farther than 5 yards off the fairway due to the corn husks.
interesting.
Jeez.
So free drop though.
I'm gonna start bringing corn husks with me.
Yeah.
If I have an unfavorable lie, just set it out.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
Can't find it. Unplayable. Yeah, don't do dumb shit. Like slam some beers, have a really good time.
We're all about being idiots respectfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, respectful idiots.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna damage shit, damage your own shit. Like snap a club over your head
Yep.
or
Totally fine.
wrap a club around your buddy's leg or something.
Yeah. Go like piss in the bushes. Do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of your buddy on the course.
Fist. Yeah.
Just like fuck with your friend. Tap him in the nuts when he's in his backswing. Like that stuff's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't be wrecking shit at the course.
Please don't. We beg of you. Please
Unless
don't.
you're jackass, then it's really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, and you
Unless
paid
it's
him a
your-
lot of
yeah.
money to do it, then go for it.
Yeah.
Unless
Or
it's
you're the
your
grounds
course.
crew.
Correct. Yeah. Or you could just buy a golf course,
Yep.
a shitty golf course. You can do whatever you want. You could drive side by sides out there.
Yeah, that'll really
That'd be
fuck
kinda
up the
fun.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun though if you had your own course.
Yep.
Yeah, try running over your buddy's ball with a side by side. You're not getting that ball out.
No, no,
Facts.
not at all. All right, guys, don't be idiots. Enjoy your hobbies. Be careful of who you let into your hobby. Make sure they know what your motives are here. Okay. Love you all. Thanks for listening in to episode 139. We'll see you next week in 140.
Love you.
y'all.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book in another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.